What's going on, guys? This is Moulton's Mind and Body. I am your host, Jeff Moulton. I'd like to welcome you back to the podcast. And if you are a new listener, I appreciate you for tuning in. We have a really cool episode today, I think, that will relate to a lot of you in regards to planning your days out and setting yourself up for success. And what I'm going to do is give you an example of what I'm doing on a daily basis to set myself up for success, from getting my workout in, what I'm doing the night before, planning my food, and just really setting yourself up to hit your nutritional and fitness goals. And I think if you're doing these things correctly, what that's going to do is correlate to having a better day, higher energy level, and setting yourself up for a better overall, honestly, success with everything. Because I think if you're for me, as your nutrition and your fitness is on point, what's going to happen is that's going to lead to more productive work days, a better mood, and I think you're just going to feel better overall. And I think that all starts from, the morning of and also the night before, because if you're not doing the things you want to do and hitting the goals you want, the stress levels are going to be up, which is going to affect you all the way around. So we're going to talk about that in a second, but first off, I want to give a little, again, shout out to my buddy Lou, who I had a podcast with this past weekend. We did a great one. It's episode 13 with Lou Gomes. Good friend of mine that go back about 5 years. I definitely urge you to check that podcast out. He's someone that has been a big supporter of me over the last 5 years, and also someone that has inspired me to keep pushing myself. He's just got a positive mindset and someone that, I believed in, and is continuing to do great things. And it's only the beginning to what's coming for him. And I'm excited to watch him officially go 1-22. And get that first wrestling win coming forward, especially in the summer. So look forward to seeing that. But again, check out that episode 13 with Lou Gomes. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the episode today. And I think, again, I'm going to talk about what I do. It may not work best for everyone, but I want to explain what I do, and I think, in my opinion, works best to setting yourself up for success on a daily basis from a fitness and nutritional and kind of overall health standpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the night before first. It all starts from the night before. So if you're just waking up and winging it on the fly, the odds of you having a successful day and getting your workout in and eating the right things and getting the right nutritional choices are very slim to none. And if you end up spending a lot more money than you want to, and it takes more time and causes more stress, from my opinion anyway. So the night before, what I'm doing is I'm planning my lunch normally. I make my breakfast fresh every morning, but what I do is I end up having my lunch for a couple days ahead. So I'm a very repetitive eater. I definitely think to getting a routine together, if you can do it, definitely plan and had the same meals, the same breakfasts, the same lunches. You can modify them a little bit, but I think that builds a really good routine for a lot of people. And if you have a routine, you're more apt to stay on it, and it makes things very simple. You don't have to waste choices. You don't have to think about what you're going to be doing for lunch and breakfast. It takes time and energy, and honestly isn't necessary. If you're making good nutritional choices, you're going to have a higher energy level and feel better. I know a lot of people like to, have a lot of wide variety, but at the same time, I think down the road that's completely fine. But the first couple weeks, having your repetitive lunch or breakfast, you may get a little bored of it, but guess what? Like, it makes things simple and easy for you to be successful. So the night before, I'm laying out my clothes for the gym. I'll wake up every morning, go to the gym, so I'm laying out the clothes, getting things together, putting it in my duffel bag, and then what I'll do every morning is I wake up around 6. I'll leave at 6:45. Like I said, of recent, it's been a little bit different because of an injury, but now that we're back on track, this is what my schedule is, and it has been for a while. So once I'm leaving for the gym, I'm having a cup of coffee on the way. If I'm really hungry, what I'll do is have my smoothie, which I'll make on the way, which is a strawberry, banana, chia seed, and Fairlife smoothie. If I'm not, I always have my cup of coffee either way. So I'll have my cup of coffee in the morning, and then recently I started using this coffee product that my friend Nate has given me to try out, and it's gone really, really well so far. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, but what I'll do is I'll put that in the coffee. It's got a lot of great things in it that keeps your energy levels good. So if I'm not that hungry, I will use that product, put it in my actual coffee. So then I'll hit my workout. So I got my clothes together. I head to the gym around 6:45, 7. and then I'll get there for 8. So it's about an hour ride for me to get to work/gym. So I'll get my workout in, and what I'll do is, if I haven't had that smoothie, I'll have that after the gym with my other part of my meal, which is, as every breakfast I've done the same, and I cook it every morning. So what I do is I cook 5 eggs up in the morning, 2 slices of bacon, 8 ounces of potatoes. I mix it into a Tupperware container, and like I said, I have that smoothie. So like again, if I'm not that hungry, I'll have that post-workout with the actual smoothie. So smoothie and the eggs and mixture. And then what I'll do is the night before, I also make my lunches for the day. So I have, usually I do 93.7 ground beef. If you're going to do beef, I really urge you to get organic grass-fed beef. It is a little more expensive, but the quality of the beef, I think, is makes a big difference. If you can't afford organic or grass-fed, you can still have it, but I really cut back on the amount of it, just because what happens nowadays more than ever is the beef is just, the quality of beef, chicken in general is just going down. So if you're eating any type of animal products, the quality of them is really getting pretty bad. And, you still get the protein in it, but you're getting a lot of hormones and chemicals and pesticides and stuff added into it that honestly you don't want to be eating. So I really urge you to limit it if you can't afford the organic grass-fed beef. Same thing with eggs. I'll do eggs. So basically what I do is my organic eggs, dairy products, so my milks. Also, I do animal products, so chicken, beef, and I do fruits and vegetables organic. So again, it is more expensive, but I think the value in doing it is significant. The chemicals and pesticides that you're putting into your body really, really can affect you, and I just don't think it's worth it now that I've known a lot more about it and done some research on it. So again, this episode isn't on that, but I think it's important to know. So what I do is with that I eat 8 ounces of the 93.7 beef, and I'll pair that with about 300 grams of rice, and I put a tablespoon of organic grass-fed butter too. Again, my goals right now are to slowly put on muscle mass and get back into it and get stronger. I'm not trying to lose weight. So, if you're someone trying to lose weight, you wouldn't have the 300 grams of rice. You wouldn't be having the butter. Maybe you eat 150, 200 grams of rice and some vegetables without the butter. You could use a butter spray. So there's different options, but this is what I'm doing right now. So I plan that out. Usually I have that, 4 to 5 days a week. I'm a repetitive eater. Sometimes I'll go through phases where I'll actually, kind of go, a week of one thing, a week of another. Some days I mix and match depending on what I'm doing, but I'm a repetitive eater, and I think it makes it simple. I eat to perform. I eat for nutritional value. I eat for health. I have my snacks and pizzas and stuff that I make on the weekend, but I make most of the things on my own, so I know what I'm eating. I don't like eating a lot of processed stuff. It's just I think I noticed a difference physically, and I actually know what it does to the body. So that is my lunch, so my breakfast and lunch. And then normally in the evening, I'm having my workouts. My lunch. Oh my goodness, I'm having my dinner that I planned. Usually the beef ahead of time sometimes, and I'll usually do potatoes and beef at night. I do a pound of potatoes with the beef, and then some type of snack. But the whole point of this is that's kind of my day routine, and I have work in between. But I think the importance of all that is what I'm doing in the morning and the night before. And I think most people struggle with that. And I see way too many of my friends that struggle with putting on weight, because there are a lot of guys that I talk to, that 18 to 25-year-old range, that want to be building muscle and they're struggling. And I think the biggest part is they're not mentally preparing themselves, and they're procrastinating, and they're not doing the little things. Like when you are making a meal, make double the amount. Little things that you can do, but it doesn't take long to get your meals ready. It's just about prioritizing the right things, and your priorities have to be in check. Like, do you actually want to reach the goals that you want? Do you want to be building muscle? Do you want to change your physique? Do you want to be getting stronger in the gym? Not only do you have to be getting those workouts in, you have to be eating the right things. When you first start working out, you're going to have some really good results, these newbie gains, I call them. So when you first get into the gym, you're going to be putting on muscle no matter what you do. But once you hit a certain point, you need to be eating, okay? Whether you're losing weight or gaining weight, you need to be eating. So same goes if you're losing weight. Like, how can you expect to lose weight if you're not preparing the night before? Like, you wake up late, you miss your workout in the gym, you don't have your clothes ready, you hit the snooze button, you don't have your meals prepared, because especially, for me, it's especially when you're trying to lose weight, like, it's way harder to eat the right things that have a lower calorie amount, like nutritious food, and if you do get to do it, and you say you don't pack your lunch, that stuff is expensive, man. So I think like that's even more important to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Now, on the other hand, like you can get options where if you want to be putting on weight and building muscle, you can go to a Chipotle or something like that that has a lot of stuff, not always the most nutritious option, but there's a lot of calories involved, and you can get the food that you want. But there are places out there if you need to get stuck on the fly. I do like Chipotle. Again, it doesn't have the high-end quality of beef that I'm looking for all the time, but it gives me my brown rice, it gives me the white rice, the cheese, the lettuce, the burrito, like, again, that's something if you're trying to put on weight, it's a quick on the fly thing. But again, my point of this video is to be preparing for success, not getting stuck on the fly and having to buy something. It happens, but you have to be starting the night before, you have to be having your mind right, and you have to be thinking about the things that you're trying to achieve. What is your goal? What are you trying to do? Like, those are important things you have to ask yourself. And, are you willing to kind of embrace the change that's going to be happening? You're going to probably, if you're not used to getting up early, even if you're getting good sleep, you're probably going to be tired. So, I think, waking up moderately early for the average person, if you're 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever it may be, if you're not used to doing that, that's a good start. Start off each morning waking up early, because if you're not getting up early, I think you're wasting time and you're being unproductive to how I feel. I think, I'm a big advocate of sleep. I sleep, 7 to 8 hours every night. And I do, it just depends when I go to bed. But by not waking up 6, 7 o'clock every morning, if you want to get up at 5, that's fine too, depending on your schedule. You're wasting time of the day. To me, that makes me feel really unproductive. And, I think the value in getting up early, eating a breakfast, getting a workout in, and doing that all before like 7, 8, 9 o'clock, there's a really productive side of that, because now you have the whole day to do what else you want to do. And whatever it may be, go to work, set your own goals, do your own business, do your little side hustle. But like now you're allowing yourself a lot more time to be productive. And I think, you start the day off right. When you start sleeping till noon and things like that, you're not starting the day off right. To me, you're being a little lazy. You're not being productive. And I just think there's a ton of value in getting up a little bit earlier and achieving things very early, which just along the lines will set you up for success. So I just want to talk a little about that, guys. That's kind of what my normal day looks like. But to me, like, again, I can't urge you enough to just, set your goals. Once you set your goals, now plan ahead. Like the night before, setting, am I going to work out in the morning? Do I have my lunch packed up? Do I have my breakfast together? What am I doing, to get ready? And just these things, add up over time and they build habits. And these are really good habits to get into because they're setting yourself up. Most jobs and careers and things that you're going into, you need to be getting up early. So this is only preparing you for that. And it's also mentally challenging you and making you stronger. I think that's the biggest piece of this is mentally you're going to be a stronger person because you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable territory you're not used to. You're forcing yourself to get up early to go to the gym. You're forcing yourself to eat meals and plan meals ahead. And mentally getting up early, these are habits that you're forcing yourself to do. And then when you achieve them, you've built a stronger mindset moving forward, which makes things a lot easier to achieve in my eyes. So again, the big take all is the mindset, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that podcast. So this is, again, moving forward, we're going to be doing these twice a week, once with myself, and I'm on a roll now. We got some guests coming on. So you can look forward to a little later this week. You're going to have a guest interview last weekend. His name is Nate Kingsley. He invented the coffee product that I spoke to with his partner called Coffee Smart. That is the product that I'm putting into my coffee every morning now. It's an awesome product. I definitely will, give you a little description on it below. And it's something that, if you're looking for a coffee creamer alternative, this is something that is a nutritionist, benefited product that, has electrolytes, collagen, MCT oil, monk fruit, anti-inflammatory purposes. It basically does the job of a coffee creamer that tastes pretty much just as good and has a ton of benefits. So you have to just definitely worth checking out, something I've been using a little bit of late. We did a full interview on him, from his past, how we met, his journey along the way. We're both exercise science grads from Springfield, so he has a very high knowledge base, and also with his product coming out and what to look forward to with that. So again, that'll be coming out later in this week, probably around Friday, Saturday, and then we'll also be having another guest coming on next week. Keep you posted on that. But I look forward to talking to you guys a little bit more then. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you have any things you'd love for me to talk about, I'd love to talk about on the podcast, let me know. But again, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your day. It's snowy here, so if you are out in that snow, please stay safe. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. See ya.